I am Albert Einstein. I am Charles Darwin. Chibi hugs. Chibi hugs.
Yay, Miko. Alright guys, that's pretty cool. So this is Draven from Dravenverse. We're doing the version 2.5 special program Genshin Impact reaction. I have not watched this yet, so this will be a fresh take. I've seen a few little pictures and stuff from it, from people on the Discord and whatnot.
Sleeping at a time like this. Repeat after me. 3, 2, 1. Come on.
Huh? Where am I?
Oh, goodness. Have you already forgotten? Why, this is the Genshin Impact version 2.5 special program.
Yay!
I was wondering what the hell I was watching there. Alright, I didn't know what was happening.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
I'm your host, Zach Aguilar, and today I'm joined by...
Hi, everyone. I'm Retna, and I voice Miko in Genshin Impact.
And
Are the English versions always like this? Do they always have these little chibi things going on? Is that the norm here? Yeah. Okay. All right. It is. I guess it is what it is, right? We don't talk about that one. All right.
I'm Ann Yatko, the voice of the Raiden Shogun and A.
Awesome! I'm so happy to have you both here today, and I know not only is this the first version preview of 2022...
Yo, I know some of you might be confused about who this one right here is. The blonde. This is what Boy Traveler looks like. And I know many of you forget that the male version of Traveler exists, but they do, and this is the representation for that there. All right, I just in case anyone wasn't following.
But it's also the first time you two have ever been on the special program. Are you excited?
No. Kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Kidding. I am
Great.
so excited. I've been watching these special programs, and it's my turn, finally.
I know, I'm so thrilled, and I'm excited to be here, and look at how cute we are.
I know. We're chibi.
I have pink hair. Your
I
hair
have
looks
purple
great.
hair.
All right, well, we've got a lot to cover today, so let's get things rolling with a first look at our new trailer for version 2.5, When the Sakura Bloom.
Let's go.
All right, let's see.
All of Inkanomiya is engulfed in a darkness that cannot be dispelled. There have also been reports of monsters, the likes of which no one has ever seen before. Strange monsters? And an all-engulfing darkness?
So you're here to help resolve this,
What's with you joining forces with them? I would say this is a nice surprise, but it's really not that surprising.
Enkanomiya is exceedingly dangerous right
Hey
now.
guys, cool looking. Hoping I have the chance.
This tower seems to hear my wishes.
There's darkness churning inside the Daimichi Mikoshi!
Do not come any closer.
Do you honestly have another choice?
Well, the world obviously looks amazing. That's something that they have achieved beyond most other games of this kind. For as far as gacha games go and 3D environments go, it's very nice. This whole underground terrain area has been very fun to explore, and it has a very different feel than the Upside does.
Oh, Hakushin, cause of this enchantment.
Your unrivaled power will be honored eternally.
You're all right, little one. You look a little nervous.
So that right there,
You're all right, little...
this character, as far as I can tell, nobody really likes this character. Her name is like Yay Me or something like that. Yay Me. Kind of like, the Disney Channel stuff. Yay Me, I guess. But apparently people don't really like this character, if you even remember who she is. There's been talk on whether or not they'll actually make her a playable character at some point. But apparently nobody wants that, but they're going to do it anyway. So they think this is going to be a big failure for the sales, sort of like how Raiden Shogun didn't work well for their sales, like how Ito didn't work well for their sales. So yeah, the numbers for this character are supposed to be beyond what anyone was expecting for this. Yes, we were being sarcastic. Apparently, this is the most sought-after character in Genshin period so far. I've seen more hype in the Reddits and the subreddits and in my Discord and other people's Discords about this character than anyone else. And honestly, I was a bit surprised when they showed that she'd be coming into the game as a playable character, considering she's a familiar of Raiden Shogun's. She only shows us her human form so far. I actually thought it would have been interesting to make her a weapon, sort of have certain weapons have that extra proc that happens, make her like a really powerful 5-star weapon who, when you proc it, she like shows up in a spirit form or something. But that is no longer going to be a possibility, considering she is in fact coming to the game, and I'm assuming this patch.
One, you look a little nervous. Now you've got my attention.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay, we've only had speculation, supposed leaks. We've assumed that she would be a catalyst user for quite a while. We've already known she was going to be lightning because you could see her connection item.
Come on out. Is that all? I'm always watching.
Good. With this power, no one shall be able to stand in my way.
I'm not familiar with the voice, so I assume they're introducing a new villain.
It looks like she will no longer allow me to do with this body as I please.
Something seems wrong with A.
During my absence, I place everything in Miko's hands.
But this means that...
I'm placing my god in your capable hands. Please, bring her back.
You wish to make yourself my enemy?
How the heck?
I am the everlasting Lord, the guardian of eternity. Inferior! Perish!
Is this our new boss fight for the expansion? Because, like, while we have Raiden Shogun on our team, it's the vessel that is Raiden Shogun. It's not actually the Archon, as far as I can tell. So, yeah, this will be the new weekly boss. Well, she looks pretty good. And something that I've enjoyed about the direction they've gone with things more recently is the challenge level of the game. So I actually find Genshin Impact to be quite an easy game, which makes it extremely free-to-play friendly. You can beat all the game with any of the characters. But I want more group play or more promoted group play. And some of the last material farming bosses, like the Golden Wolf and the Vizar, the two, the Ice and Lightning Dragon underground, where you farm out materials for ascensions, are more difficult and they take longer to beat, and I like that. It makes it more fun to actually do instead of just be this. It's more of a sense of accomplishment outside of just doing chores. And they've added more mechanics, like with the current event they have going on, the Lantern Rites event, the boss you get to fight in there, these like Hydra Dragons. They have more MMORPG styled boss mechanics, like here's your warning on the ground, do the dodge, here's the different phases. It's been more interesting than what we've gotten in the past. Well, the other bosses and stuff have gotten phases. It still was kind of, you can do the same thing. You can take the same team, you play it for everything and win in all these areas. But with the newer bosses, it's promotes you using a wider roster more, and I think that's something that this game really needs to continue to release characters at the pace that they're releasing them, is give us a reason to invest in our characters more. The other side of that is what they need to do is they need to release the resin cap or increase the rate at which it recharges so that people can actually have the time and resources to invest in these new characters as they continue to come out. Because if people keep getting new characters added to their roster but never have the materials they need to get them fleshed out to be at a usable level at the later game that they are at, then they're going to be less likely or less excited about getting some of the newer characters. So the way I'm looking at this boss fight is because she is lightning and everything, we'll see what happens as it goes. But already the design of the character and the way that we saw these first few seconds of this combat layout, I think that this is going to be a more challenging one than Senora. Oh, she got an outfit change.
Witness.
Hey, I like that outfit change. Can we get that? Can we get that for our Raiden Shoguns? More raid type stuff where you need to group up would be cool. Yeah, I agree, Dakota. I understand that this is a heavily single-player community game, but that's actually something that turns off a big potential market. Is I've had friends start to play it because they're interested in the multiplayer aspect, but there's not enough reasons to do multiplayer or enough avenues to do it. So I would like to see more of that, where you can do it on your own, but I would like to see maybe increased rewards or more just promotion to party up. Yeah, the skin is sick. Well, it's just the skin. It's just an outfit. So I don't see why our Raiden Shogun couldn't have it, because ours is just a vessel. We could put new clothes on the vessel. This just looks like clothes to me. Although her arm here does look her arms do look a bit strange here. Like she almost looks like a puppet doll of some sort with the way the elbow is here. It could just be the angle and everything.
The final calamity.
Guess we've never seen her arms. Alright guys, that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. Looks like Phase 1 will have a solo Miko raid up. So I'm guessing then when the 2.5 patch drops though, they're planning on releasing Miko right there on the spot as a raid up 5-star. And I like how they've been doing this. Each big major patch we get one new 5-star character. Hopefully a 4-star character gets added as well. And then when they do the next set of banners, it's 2 reruns, because they were not doing enough reruns before. So I think this is a great way of doing it. Though these are very highly sought after characters right now. Miko, people are going to break their banks on that character. There's no way I'm going to be able to get Miko and get any new constellations on my Raiden, or get Kokomi opened up, which I would really like to do. I was kind of hoping they weren't putting Kokomi right there, right after. Yeah, Miko, I want to see her actual character breakdown, because while Raiden Shogun does do a lot of damage, I find her biggest value of having her on the team is the massive amount of energy regeneration she gives out when you spec her that way. Her elemental skill, proccing extra electro damage, while I like it for the reactions it gives right now, if Miko turns out to be the massive DPS damager that I think that she will be, we're not going to get those reactions so much, but it's extra procs of electro damage, which isn't going to hurt. Her burst is good, but it's best when it's fully charged up from her elemental skills passive usage. She's more of a off-field DPS energy support character. When you get it fully charged up, that's the best time to use her burst, obviously. So I'm hoping that you'll put out Raiden, get her stuff going, that she'll be the energy recharge needed for Miko to keep rolling through until it's time to shift to Raiden Shogun and bust her big burst. I never doubted Kokomi. Again, she looks like the 5-star Barbara. I don't have her. I haven't used her. Todd Father here has played with me, and Kokomi does everything that you want a healer to do.
Earlier phase of version 2.5, Yae Miko will be available in the Everbloom Violet event wish. So those of you waiting for the chance to pull for Miko, your moment has come.
And in the later phase of version 2.5, both the Raiden Shogun and Sangonomiya Kokomi will be returning in their own rerun event wishes. Their reappearance will be tying in with the storylines and events coming in the new version.
I also like how they have the shared pity when there's two banners. When you do a 10 pull, if you get your Raiden Shogun on the first star of that 10 pull, and then the other 9 or nothings, then at least you're 9 towards your pity for Kokomi, and that the 50-50 carries over as well.
Ooh, looks like lots of Inazuman characters are coming our way this time around. And in addition to our new character, we will also have a new 5-star Catalyst weapon available in version 2.5, Kagura's Verity.
Oh, I love how this weapon looks. Like, it is the most unique Catalyst weapon I think I've ever seen, and it looks like something you might have seen in real life.
It looked like she was using a wand to me, but...
Right? I mean, I'd really like to wave that around when performing my spiritual tasks.
Yeah, I could totally see Miko using that in her rituals.
Totally. And anyway, travelers interested in this new weapon can keep an eye out.
Okay, the Catalyst remains at Yomiko's side. Yomiko's going to use the wand regardless of what weapon she's using.
Out for official announcements to follow with further details. So, without further ado, let's jump into more info about our new playable character for version 2.5, Yae Miko.
Yay! Woo! I mean, yay!
Yay, Miko! Alright. Those are auto attacks. I guess her charge attack was the line attack there. Her hair perks up like ears. And are her earrings attached to ears, or is it attached to her hair?
The moon is simply magnificent tonight. We mustn't squander it. Come, join me for a moonlight stroll. I won't take no for an answer.
Nice! Yeah, pretty sure no one would ever turn down a moonlight stroll with Yae Miko.
Yeah, but you gotta remember that this is Yae Miko.
Okay, you can see it better in this image. In game, it just looks like her hair, but those are her fox ears. She's a kitsune, okay. It's more obvious in this, but in game it looked like just her hair.
We're talking about here. I mean, you turn around and see all these foxes following behind you.
Hey, don't be jealous of Miko's fox friends.
And there they go, talking about the foxes, of course. All I had to do was wait a second.
Never. Anyway, it does seem that Yae Miko has taken some interest in the Traveler.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, that might be because the Traveler's unusual story has caught Miko's curiosity.
Right, well, she is all about interesting stories, which directly ties into her love of light novels. Nothing brings her more joy than reading about the exciting experiences and interesting lives of humans.
Which is probably why she started running her own publishing house. She gets to spend time every day reading the stories of different people.
And being the cunning fox that she is, I'm sure she has plenty of crafty ways of interacting with people and hearing their stories.
I don't know. One of the first stories we heard about her is how she lost a fried tofu ramen eating contest to an Oni who's allergic to tofu.
Yeah, that's right. And by the way, that kind of ramen is called kitsune ramen. So I guess you can see why Miko was serious about that competition. And speaking of being serious, Retna, why don't you take the lead here and introduce some of Yae Miko's combat skills for everyone?
Sure thing. Yae Miko wields a catalyst and manipulates the electro element. She provides a mix of constant damage when off the field, as well as high burst damage when on the field. Miko's elemental skill, Yakan Evocation, as well as and manipulate
Miko's combat skills for everyone.
Sure thing. Yae Miko wields a catalyst and manipulates the electro element. She provides a mix of constant damage when off the field, as well as high burst damage when on the field.
How does she deal constant damage while off the field? I'll have to figure that out as we get closer.
Miko's elemental skill.
Oh, it's funny. She's doing with her hands. She's not just like making some random figure. It looks like she's making a little fox figure, a little fox head.
Yakan Evocation, Seishio Sakura, causes Miko to move swiftly and leave behind something called a Seishio Sakura. These fox-shaped branches can periodically cause lightning to strike nearby. Youch! When Miko unleashes her elemental skill, Yakan Evocation, Seishio Sakura causes Miko to move swiftly and leave behind something called a Seishio.
So it looks like she's doing dashes, and it says that it can do periodic damage. So I imagine that they're like weaker versions of Oz, because from Fischl's skill, because I mean, if they were all as powerful as Oz, that would make it really OP. But so there's little turrets that do radiation of electro damage, and as you see, she's trying to turn it into a triangle so you can swoop around a character, so maybe all three can hit the person you're trying to go for.
Sakura. These fox-shaped branches can periodically cause lightning to strike nearby. Youch! When Miko unleashes her elemental burst, Great Secret Art Tenko Kenshin, she will unseal nearby Seishio Sakura, destroying their outer forms and transforming them into Tenko thunderbolts that descend from the skies. With her passive talent, the Shrine's Sacred Shade, when Yae Miko uses her elemental burst, each Seishio Sakura destroyed resets the cooldown for one charge of her elemental skill. After unlocking the talent Enlightened Blessing, Yae Miko's elemental mastery will increase the damage dealt by the Seishio Sakura. And last but not least, with Miko's talent Meditations of Ayako, when she crafts character talent materials, she has a set chance to create an extra talent material from the same region of a random type. The rarity of this material will be the same as the materials consumed during crafting.
I do like all these crafting passives and whatnot. Like just the little things like that make having the character, even if it's a character for some of your side characters that you might not use certain characters, but having them still increases your quality of gameplay when it comes to managing resources and stuff like that. I think that's kind of neat. And as far as her burst goes, they didn't really talk about what her burst does when her elemental skill isn't placed out. It says it blows up the skills, but it doesn't say like how potent of an ability is it, or what does it do? I mean, obviously it just shoots down a single lightning bolt, I guess. The fox comes up and it does its little thing. Her burst consumes each skill, adding one more thunderbolt to the burst. Okay. So it's just one thunderbolt unless you have all these out in line.
That crafty lady.
Seriously?
Totally. Oh
Wait. Does she make extra books?
I mean,
As
she
her
is
talent?
a publisher.
Oh, my goodness.
I never thought about that. She's so cool. I absolutely just love her design and
I know.
the
This whole
Tenko
aesthetic.
Thunderbolts.
Right?
Oh.
So cool.
And I love how smooth and graceful her fighting style is.
Yeah. Can we talk about the foxtails, please?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Don't make her angry.
Oh, that's right.
It is said that no one who has witnessed Lady Gucci's tales has ever lived to tell of it. Although they do read her tales. Anyway, you better be careful.
Oh, yeah. In which case, we'd better move on to the next part of our program. New storylines.
Ooh, yay. Version 2.5 will be bringing us the continuation of the Raiden Shogun story quest, Imperatrix Umbrosa Chapter Act 2, as well as a brand new story quest for Yae Miko, Divina Vulpi's chapter. So, travelers can look forward to more story content coming for both of these characters.
Ooh, awesome. So what can players expect to see in these new storylines?
Well, we can't reveal too much yet. You know, spoilers. But what we can say is that both quests are connected to the history of Inazuma.
Oh, that's right. The Raiden Shogun's quest in particular will be closely linked with the Inazuma Archon quest.
After completing all the recent Inazuma story content, some travelers may find themselves wanting to know more details regarding the history of Inazuma, or about the decisions of the Raiden Shogun and the future of Inazuma.
Ooh, I want to know.
Yeah, and I don't know if everyone's noticed, but there are all kinds of hints about Inazuma's past scattered throughout weapon or artifact descriptions in the game.
That is something I've taken a little bit more of a notice to, is some of the artifact descriptions and the weapon descriptions, and even some of the questline items. If you get a questline items, going into your inventory and actually taking a good little gander at them does reveal a bit more about the lore of the world.
Oh, hang on, I should go back and reread those things. But it's safe to say that the story of Inazuma and the Raiden Shogun is far from over. The Raiden Shogun story quest in the coming version will hopefully be taking players further in their understanding of Inazuma's mysterious past and current situation.
Ooh, I know everybody will be looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, and just as a note, travelers will be able to unlock Yae Miko's Divina Vulpes chapter after completing the second act of the Raiden Shogun story quest.
Yeah,
Gotta
in
go
the
in order
Yae
then.
Miko story quest, the Traveler and Miko will cross paths as an unusual urban legend circulates throughout Inazuma. But travelers will need to wait and see for themselves to know what happens.
That's so cool. I can't wait to check out both of these new story quests. And by the way, when can we expect to see these quests?
Oh, now that...
I always just assume that when a banner ends, we get the countdown for how long until like the Zhongli, Ganyu banners are. That's kind of the hint as to when the next one's gonna be. Especially if we're not getting a banner between hand. But let's see what they say.
That is a great question. Both quests will be available after the version 2.5 update on February 16th.
February 16th. That is 12 days from now at the moment of this recording.
But, just as another reminder, travelers will need to complete the Raiden Shogun's new story quest first in order to unlock Yae Miko's story quest.
And speaking of the Raiden Shogun's new story quest, travelers will find themselves encountering quite the formidable enemy. Let's take a closer look at our new enemy for version 2.5. I'm already scared. Ooh,
Help me.
Somebody hold my hand.
As they continue to release new weekly bosses, that's another reason why I think we need to do something about the resin caps. I do like how they added to your Serenity Pots. For those who are not very invested in their Serenity Pots, you can buy basically a fragile resin every week from there using the currency that you get from your teapot, but it has a 2-week expiration date, so you can't just stack up on it forever. But that's every little bit's every little bit. But yeah, again, resin, as you add new challenges and everything, people are diluting their resin even more and more. So there either needs to be an enhancement to the resin system sometime soon before things get too diluted, or there needs to be an enhancement to the way artifacts are handled. Because I've known someone who spent 3 months of putting every piece of resin that they had into trying to get the perfect artifact, a perfect goblet specifically for Zhao, and they couldn't get one. 3 months of all of their resin. So I have a few friends who even quit playing this game because the gear grind rates were so inconsistent and lackluster in value of time spent that they just kind of quit playing. See, increase 50% reduction for weekly bosses from 3 to 4 and call it a day. I mean, that's something. They don't have to do something big and massively system overhaul changing if they add a little bit all the time to allowing people to continue playing. I've had the same issue with Diluc, the Crimson Witch. I feel like, I can't remember what the other one you get from the Crimson Witch. One of them gives you pyro resistance, which is whatever, and the other one's a Crimson Witch, the only one you really want from this dungeon. This dungeon doesn't offer 2 artifacts of value. They offer 1 artifact of any real value. And I did the math once on my experiences getting it. And for every 1 Crimson Witch drop, I got 3 of the other artifact, or 4. It was like a 3.7 average, and nobody wants the other artifact. Everyone just wants the Crimson Witch, Lava Walkers. That's the one. All right, so like the drop rates in there have to be skewed in properly, or it's their intention to make it really bad. Okay, does that look like a new in-game mechanic right here? Let me see if I can get it. Alright, so they put that orb there, and it looks like he strikes it just as the seam in the sky is opening up to get a protective barrier to go into, to not get probably one-shotted by that. those hands. Those hands look amazing.
Whew. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Just wow.
Yeah. You know how they say NBD, no big deal? This is NBD.
Okay, yeah, so she does look like she has more like puppet-like arms. She's got the ball joints and stuff, just like the hands do and the arms do in her character bits. So I wonder what's going on with this.
Nothing but damage.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I stand no chance at all.
Well, this enemy looks pretty amazing. She kind of looks like Raiden Shogun, but she has all those arms?
Yeah, and that super massive katana.
So, who is this new enemy? Travelers will need to experience the new story quests and unravel the true identity of this new enemy by themselves.
Ooh,
Oh,
sounds
man.
good. And in addition to this new enemy, version 2.5 will also be introducing a whole new series of shadow.
Ye did say there were other copies of Shogun, which would make sense. I mean, if they are dolls, there's probably more than just one of them, so it could be a whole separate one altogether.
shadowy husk enemies. Let's take a look.
Ooh.
Yeah, these guys do look pretty cool. I think they'd be really fun to fight as a full unit.
I don't know about you, but I'm gonna be a shadowy husk after fighting these guys. Did you see their weaponry?
Yeah, no kidding.
These guys are scary.
They
And
look
strong.
super intimidating.
Help.
Yeah. Well, travelers will discover that there are 3 types of shadowy husk monsters: standard bearers, line breakers, and defenders. Besides differences in weapons and elements, each type of enemy also has some unique characteristics. So let's take the standard bearer for example. When its attack hit a character who's protected by a shield, it will create shield.
The standard banner is actually using a polearm, and then the banner just shows up on it, it looks like.
Shields for itself and other shadowy husk monsters nearby.
Okay, now that's interesting. I have a feeling we're gonna need to come up with some new strategies to handle these bad guys.
Yeah,
That's not so different than some of the, what do they call it, from Shasnaya, the Fatui. Because you got the Fatui in there, that the Hydra Fatui who heals all the other Fatui. So he was just putting down a barrier instead, which is better than healing, because when they got the barriers up, there's all kinds of things you can't do to them.
we've covered a lot of content so far, so while we come up with some strategies, maybe we should take another break and share a redemption code.
Oh, that sounds good. Okay. Redemption code coming in 3, 2.
So what's that, new enemies looking hot, though? Okay. I mean, like, I guess if people who prefer the ladies have all these ladies to the simp over, it's only fair that people who prefer the husbandos get their simp quality out of the villains.
1.
Hey, that's my line.
What is this? An anime trailer. Okay. That's different. I like it. Are we getting a movie? No, that was just an interesting tease to show us, hey, we could give
Welcome
you
back,
anime
everyone.
cutscenes, but we're not
Next,
going
we'll
to.
be getting into the new events travelers can expect to see in version 2.5. Our first event.
I will say Genshin stepped up in the way of events. The events have gotten a lot more interesting lately. I didn't really care for that potion event that we had. It was whatever. I want the events to kind of matter to the story, but not so much so that if you didn't get to play the event that you're missing out on something. But I want it to go more deep into characters and stuff, sort of like what they're doing with the Lantern Rite. I thought this Lantern Ride event had a little bit of everything. It had puzzles to do. It had the little mixing game for making the fireworks. It had the run around and kill stuff around the world. It's got the run around and collect stuff around the world. And then it had its own dungeon boss. It followed a few different storylines. Like, I thought that this was one of the best events they've done so far. Probably the best one since the Klee's Island event. They released the 2 new costumes. And Mihoyo, if you're listening, if you make costumes more frequently, people actually will probably buy them more, because that means you're making costumes for the characters they care about. Please give me a Noelle costume that is not a French maid outfit. Just let her be the badass that she is, and give her the full armor. Please give me that for Noelle. Also, a thing that other games like League of Legends do is when they release a character, they will also release a skin for that character for sale. That might be something you might want to look into, but then again, they make so much off their banners, who knows?
Is called the Three Realms Gateway Offering. This event is a little different than ones we've seen in the past. The main objective of the event is exploring the map.
Yep. This event will be focused on exploring an event area based on Enkanomiya. Travelers will have to brave the corrosive effects of this mysterious darkness in a completely new form of event gameplay. To aid them in their exploration, travelers will be receiving a gadget called the Bokuso Box. This device will help us to resist the corrosive effects and repel the darkness. Opening chests, unlocking waypoints, and completing exploration objectives will award travelers something called Light Realm Sigils, which can be offered to the statue on.
Alright, so that mechanic you saw there, that reminds me of the Klee event, where you had to throw the ball, and they had to go through the different portals to get to their targets. I like that. And I like that you had to have a character do a reaction there to shift up the way that it worked. That was pretty neat.
On the map. Increasing the level of your Bokuso box will not only increase your resistance to the corrosive effects, but will also unlock skills to assist you in your exploration. For example, after increasing the Bokuso box to a certain level, travelers may use it to mark nearby chests on your minimap.
Alright, so this looks like the Sakura tree.
Right. Oh, but travelers will want to keep in mind that the corrosive darkness will accumulate over time, while the energy of the Bokuso box will gradually diminish. Once the Bokuso box's energy reaches 0, you'll be unable to defeat certain monsters in the area.
Oh no.
Travelers may select the Recuperate option at the statue to remove the accumulated corrosive darkness and recharge the Bokuso box's energy to full.
Yeah, there are also some useful tips that travelers will discover throughout the exploration process. For example, light realm cores found in luxurious chests can be used to activate Bokuso arts, which will also help us in both exploration and combat.
So we're going to get some world buff activation abilities. Alright, this is a very extensive change up in game mechanics. But they're talking about this is for the event. Is this not going to be active after the event is over? Because it sounds like something they should just keep on for the area.
Of course, we're just scratching the surface of this new event. Travelers will need to jump in and explore the map on their own to fully discover all that this event has.
So explore the map. Kinara has been wrapped in the dark. So are they expanding out the map that already exists? Or is this going to be like the Klee event where there's a separate map altogether just for this stuff? I imagine the map expands outwards, but we've seen in the past with the Klee event that they'll make a separate map altogether.
In store. Travelers can participate in the event for a chance to obtain a variety of rewards, including Primo Gems, weapon ascension materials, and more. Also, a new 4-star catalyst weapon will be available through the event called the Oath-Sworn Eye, as well as its refinement material.
Alright, and who's this weapon for? That's the real question. I also would like to know, are we getting any new 4-stars? And if not, can we at least get told what the 4-star rate-ups are going to be for these upcoming banners? Because for most of the people who aren't whales and such, they're very limited when they're going to get. And I know quite a few people who are more excited about the rate-up on 4-star characters, because those are ones they can actually unlock constellations for.
Ointment of Sight.
That'll be helpful for sightseeing.
Yeah, it seems like this is the first event we've had centered around exploration. And even though the area is based on the Enkanomiya map, it will definitely be a unique experience for all our travelers.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm wondering if this new eye catalyst is going to be a premier 4-star weapon for Kokomi. Because when they did the Albedo event more recently, they did give him a premier 4-star weapon that's basically is his best weapon now. So I'm wondering if they're going to do this for Kokomi to help increase on Kokomi sales possibly. Be like, hey, this 4-star weapon you're guaranteed to get all maxed out is actually her best weapon too.
In addition to the exploration event, version 2.5 will include another unique event called Divine Ingenuity. The purpose of this event is to spark everyone's imagination and creativity, requiring travelers to design their very own domain using the resources the event has to offer. Once you've designed your own domain, you can publish your design to let other travelers test it out.
Ooh, this is interesting. But
Okay, so it's a dungeon creator they're adding. Which reminds me, the Wind Tracer event they did, the hide and seek, that was pretty fun. They took away all reward bases for you playing with a pre-made party with your friends, which I get. People would just max out, their rewards and play it out however they want, and they'll get all the achievements and stuff. Because people will abuse the system and not actually play the game. That's fine. But that was a fun event, and I think they need to add that into the Serenity Pot. Allow people to build their own terrains and all that kind of stuff. Allow them to mark off the zone area, or maybe get a separate island that's the appropriate size in the Serenity Pots, to where people can actually get their friends to come over to their Serenity Pot, show them around, and give them more things to do as a group in the Serenity Pot besides buy stuff from the vendor. Because some people have spent a lot of time and made some really amazing looking Serenity Pots, and then there's just not much for them and their friends to do. Like me and one of my partner Permanent, we play tag sometimes, just for fun. But there's no tag game. They should make a tag game or something for us to really do in there that doesn't require them to do a bunch of extra programming, so they can use elements that already exist in the game. So it should be a kind of an easy transition. But I think the Wind Tracer event would be a fantastic addition to the Serenity Pot. And you know what? If they wanted to monetize it, say put $5 on there, maybe $10 on there, they could probably get away with that, and people would probably do it for the ones who really wanted it. But I think all the Serenity Pot stuff should remain to be just free, because it's an extra little addition to the game, and it's really fun for the people who are into it. It's sort of like in Final Fantasy XIV, how people say the real end game is the fashion show game. The Serenity Pot has the potential, especially if they remove some of the load inhibitors on the islands, so you could actually make your islands look like what you want them to. I think that there's a lot of potential in there for all that. And again, my partner, her favorite part is playing with Serenity Pots and increasing stuff in there.
But tell us how we do this exactly.
So, to start with, the event is going to provide preset domains.
So we're playing Mario?
Travelers will need to reach the target area within a set amount of time, while collecting as many adventure coins along the way as possible. When making decisions of their own, travelers will be able to add, edit, or remove things in a customizable domain area. While designing an area, travelers can freely customize the destination point and the placement of adventure coins within a specified space. Also, travelers will be able to add a variety of terrain, mechanisms, traps, or even buffs in different places to add difficulty to their custom domain, or provide a little assistance to the challengers.
Oh, this is juicy. And
So I think this is really neat. I see a problem with this, though. It takes a lot of time and a lot of energy to develop these things. And if people are going to... Will they only be able to access those on their friends list? Will it throw them into a random one? Will that random one, will you be able to rank it so that it gets higher on a priority list? I want to see what the next step of this is. They explain it? All right.
additionally, travelers can edit the completion criteria or domain limitations in the settings located on the upper left corner of the editor menu.
Now, of course, before anyone will be able to publish the custom domain they've created, they must first complete it, which makes complete sense.
You went there.
I did. Because you see, you can't be sharing content that you, as the creator, can't even finish.
Okay, fair.
That makes sense, but can I finish anything? Really? Probably not.
We
I
believe
believe
in
you
you.
can.
I mean, this is really cool, though. You can make your own obstacle course,
Yeah.
No.
Could put fire traps.
It's awesome.
right? And invite your friends to come play.
Yeah.
I like that hydro cryo there. Step on the wrong thing, it'll probably freeze. Yeah, it'll freeze you.
Sec, I just thought of something. Maybe
What?
I can create something
I didn't freeze him there. Guess he avoided the exact part.
that I can finally complete.
There you go.
That's-
I love that.
I
love
love
this for you.
this.
Also, it looks like you got a certain amount of little health circle or little hearts there instead of having a regular HP bar. So I imagine some of these challenges can knock your character out eventually.
Yeah.
Look at the timer on this. 9 minutes and 19 seconds left.
So we definitely encourage everyone to try it out and create some interesting domains to share with others. Just remember to share your domain ID or upload a video of your domain online to let more travelers come and experience your creation. In version 2.5, we'll have another new event for travelers to flex their creative muscle called
If anybody wants to go into our Discord and add into the suggestions box dungeon UID codes so we can add a channel for people to post theirs when the time comes.
Of Drink a Dreaming. I think this will be a little more on the casual side compared to designing your own domains. In this event, travelers will be taking on the role of a bartender at D-Luke's Tavern, Angel Share, and serving up some drinks to familiar faces.
Ooh, it'll be up to us to whip up the delicious non-alcoholic drinks. We'll start with a foundation for the drink, and then add...
Yeah, everybody, the bar serves exclusively non-alcoholic drinks. I've had talks about this on my channel and other places lately, but this is a big thing within Eastern Asian culture, whether it's Japan, China. Actually, I didn't see it as much when I lived in South Korea. It didn't seem like they cared as much. But, like, always pointing out how they make anything that looks like someone who could be a minor handling alcohol whatsoever as a big, not a thing. They are way, like... Permanently actually feels a little like they almost fetishize the idea of someone who's not allowed to have alcohol. And I kind of get where she's coming from. As an anthropologist, my viewpoints, they're a little more broad because I have so much exposure in literal training and trying to see things in the way of the generalized cultures. But Diona's 12 and she's a bartender at Cat's Tail, and she complains about how she can't make a bad drink. I actually haven't seen the ages of the character, like official ages of characters, especially when you've got all these other races and stuff. Who knows how old some of these people are.
other ingredients as flavorings.
Well, I guess this is going to be similar to the concept of when you made the fireworks.
Travelers will need to add 3 to 5 different ingredients and then follow the instructions to mix the drink and pour it according to the customer's order.
Okay, this is really starting to sound like a simulation game, and I am here for it.
Oh yeah, a yummy one.
Yes.
In addition to some established recipes, some drinks will require travelers to experiment according to some hints. It's up to travelers to put on their bartender's hats and experiment.
A single large moonlit alley.
With different
So you just had to
combinations.
guess.
After successfully mixing a special type of drink for the first time, its drink recipe will be unlocked. Travelers may collect recipes to unlock an event-exclusive name card.
You know, it's actually pretty entertaining to see the traveler mixing drinks.
I've never had a big thing about the name cards. Like, I unlock them, but I've been using the same. I think I'm using the Modstat one myself right now.
It totally is. And in addition to mixing drinks, travelers will have the opportunity to meet with some familiar characters throughout the event story. By completing short interactions with characters and collecting drink recipes, travelers will not only gain some nice rewards at Angel Share, but also spend a fun and relaxing time with their favorite characters.
I think that if they wanted to do this barista thing, that it'd be better to do it somewhere else that isn't literally Deluxe Bar, when he's a vineyard owner and stuff, and they're obviously like everything is like a coffee basically. I think that, yeah, they could have picked a different area to put that in. I guess they're trying to give you a reason to go back to Mondstadt.
I'll drink to that.
Me too.
Ooh, me too. Well then, after enjoying a nice relaxing time in the drink mixing event, travelers will be ready to head back out and face some more challenging events. In version 2.5, we'll be seeing a return of the Hyakunin Iki event. Travelers who played the Hyakunin Iki event the first time around should already be pretty familiar with this event. We will need to organize teams of 2 characters each that will tag in against waves of enemies. When a
I don't quite remember it being that extensive.
team clears a wave of enemies, we'll accumulate fervor, which increases...
Oh, okay. I do remember this. Yeah, that was, I found that event to be pretty easy, but some of the more casual people I know that play said they had some issues with it.
ferocious fervor and our character's combat potential. Travelers may defeat enemies to increase their score, and certain nemesis enemies will be worth a higher score value. Travelers will then be rewarded different levels of insignias based on the score you obtain.
What's different this time?
I think maybe that the first time around, it was easier because it was their first time doing it, but he's about to say what's different this time.
Around is that there will be new trial characters along with new secret arts, which can be equipped to your teams to help you handle the waves of enemies. After achieving a score that surpasses the set levels of insignia, travelers can earn a special insignia that includes up to a maximum of 3 stars. Travelers will need to spend some time and effort if they wish to achieve the glory that is a 3-star insignia.
What I've really enjoyed about the events is they always take what people want the most and make it the easiest parts to get. The Prima Gems. They front load that in the rewards, so people who just want the Prima Gems can get them and move on, but the people who really enjoy the event or really want to dig deeper and get the Ascension materials or the weapon materials or the skill materials can dig into it. And I think that that's a fantastic model for playing this, for setting up the event rewards. What they need to do with this also that they did with a prior version that was similar to this event is allow us to use our friends' characters as well, equipped with the way that they have them equipped. And then it should give some sort of incentive for you to use your friends' characters. That way it increases the whole friend usage and community usage ideas as well. Yeah, that you can set them up in the profile card, and then your friends list, then can have a few random people on there, or you can go and pick out the person you want. But again, this is going to promote the multiplayer and the unity a bit more. I mean, obviously it's not a multiplayer thing, but having people in your friends list to use their characters the way they spec them and stuff could be pretty advantageous and fun.
It is rather glorious. Finally, in the later part of version 2.5, travelers will see another return of the Overflowing Mastery event. Be sure to check what your characters require and save up some resin to get those talent ascension materials you need.
Next, we have some exciting info about a future version to share with everyone. There is a massive area that travelers have been waiting to explore, which has already been part of the map for some time now. In our future update for version 2.6, travelers will be able to delve into the chasm.
Right. Oh, wow. So travelers can expect a completely new area to explore in the version following 2.5.
Oh man, the chasm? Now I'm sure lots of players have been curious about what we'll find down there.
Yeah, here, as a sneak peek, we have some concept art to reveal along with a basic description of the area.
Ooh.
This is the surface of the chasm, with jagged rock walls containing strange stones and mysterious ores. The mine is rich with glazed sand crystal, a precious raw material often used in making Liyue's porcelain. Because of special geological conditions, the soil and vegetation in this area have a distinctive color. Here, we see the chasm's underground mines area. The pathways of the chasm's underground mines are intricate and complex, and are treacherous to navigate thanks to recent developments. The mines are not only rich in minerals, but the special environmental conditions have given rise to unique fluorescent plants. Of course, danger also awaits in the chasm. Travelers will need to keep an eye out for the ruin serpent that inhabits the area. This ruin machine that looks like a giant serpent has recently come alive for reasons unknown.
Alright guys, so here we go. So far, Genshin Impact has had one official crossover. Crossover with Aloy, who has been in the game for a few patches now, yet still you can't get her constellations, and the PlayStation exclusive weapon only works on PlayStation, which is silly. I guess that's the word I'll use. But we have our official crossover announcement on Genshin Impact. Y'all been waiting for it. Here it goes. We have Pokemon is officially crossing over into Genshin Impact. Here we have Onyx, or maybe Steelix. They could be their own interpretation of such. But we got our first Pokemon. I'm excited. Let's see what they got to say about Onyx here.
It slithers quietly in the shadows of the mine to pave a way to the known world for unknown dangers buried in the...
That thing is covered in drills and is made of rock, crawling through rock. I don't know how silent it's really going to be.
Depths of the chasm. Judging from its appearance and movement, it looks to be a digging machine of some sort.
Oh boy, I really don't want that serpent to ruin me.
Right? It also feels like there's some history to the chasm, or perhaps some deeper story behind it.
Yeah, there totally is. So legend has it that Ajdaha and Rex Lapis fought their battle here. The ancient battlefield has remained to this day as a reminder for everyone. Once the chasm is available, travelers will be able to explore the depths and discover what secrets await in the darkness below.
Oh, wow.
Dun, dun, dun.
That sounds all...
I like that they were going back to certain areas for certain in patches and making them relevant to be in again. I know you can teleport around, but here we are going back to Liwa. All right, where we're getting new content added to Liwa. I hope they do the same thing for mod stats. I know that we have the full mapping of when they're going to release, in what order should I say, they're going to release new continents and stuff like that, or new zones, and that's great. But I like the idea of taking old areas and making them more relevant outside of just events that pop up.
Amazing. Okay, but we have covered a lot of details for both the coming version and a future update. The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Yes, and just like that, we've reached the end of the version 2.5 special program.
Oh, no.
No!
You know, I can see why A was so attached to the idea of eternity, right? Because, sometimes you just don't want things to end.
Oh, chibi hugs.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree, but she might have gone a little too far.
I mean,
a
little bit?
Yeah, just, I know that.
Yeah. So, anyways, how did you two enjoy being on the special program?
Oh my gosh, I had the best time. Thank you so much for having me on. I cannot wait for players to get to know more about the Raiden Shogun in 2.5, and I cannot wait to learn how to make some tasty new non-alcoholic drinks in the brand new event.
I reiterate this. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me. And, you guys, she's finally here.
She is?
Yeah, Miko's here.
Yay.
I can't wait for you to learn more about her adventures and, just explore the world with her.
Chat, you guys like chibi hugs? Here, don't worry, I got you.
I am Albert Einstein. I am Charles Darwin. Chibi hugs. Chibi hugs. Does that work for you guys? Or is it like side hugs?
And, by the way, there are a lot of scary monsters, so help!
Yeah, help! Me too!
I think some of these chibis have stuff stuck in their ass because they're constantly having the one-eye wink going on.
Oh my gosh, there's so many things I'm excited for. I think I am super, super excited for divine ingenuity and making my own amazing domain that hopefully I'll be able to complete if I'm skilled enough, but...
You are.
And me.
We'll see. And yeah, no, it's been absolutely amazing having you guys on the special program. And yeah, I'm just excited to jump into this game. Let's all play together.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
Yeah.
Just to remind everyone, remember to save the date for the new version dropping on February 16th.
Got it,
And
February
be sure to
16th.
follow the official announcements for more information and updates. And
Which, by the way, we do have linked into our Discord channel. The Genshin News section has been set up to have all the official announcements run straight through there in the Genshin News.
hope to see everyone in version 2.5.
With that, our program has reached its end. I'm so sad to say that, but also...
See, again, she's got something stuck in her eye again.
Thanks everyone for joining us today. I can't wait to see you in the game.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
See you in the game.
Review time. Overall, I think this patch is continuing the right track. I feel like the last two patches have been exceptionally good in comparison to what we've got for almost the last prior year. It's like they're finally starting to understand how their game functions, and that's not unusual. A lot of games, they make a game with their systems and all that, and it takes a little while for them to realize how certain interactions with their own mechanics and engines really work. Like they'll note when they go out there, but after the broad player test and experience, like they had to do massive upgrades to the Geo build for the Geo meta to become a thing, because Geo really wasn't doing much when everything was about reaction procs. When everything's about reaction procs, that invalidates so many characters from usage. So that's just an example of understanding the mechanics of their game and curtailing it around being more innovative. I mean, in a big way, Genshin Impact is the first of a series of games coming through. Coming up, they're going to be competing. They're going to be competing pretty hard with pre-established IPs, like Seven Deadly Sins has their game coming out. Black Clover has their game coming out, although I'm pretty sure that one's going to be a turn-based game, sort of like what MiHoYo's next game they're working on is Honkai Star Rail. I think it's going to have a lot of similarities in playstyle there. So I'm glad they're up in their game as far as increasing the quality of content, making the characters more interesting. Some of the original characters just don't have as much personality or flavor as the newer ones do. And I think they should go back and rehash some of that. Or not rehash it, but at least bring it to us in a way that really matters. But getting their game stepped up now, prior to the release of these other competitors later this year, is a great idea, because once someone's invested that much into a game, sure, they'll try out the new one and they'll probably play it for a little bit, but if they have so much more investment in this world, which is becoming more detailed, more fleshed out, and getting more interesting characters, then they have a better chance of making it through to the future. But overall, we're introducing a character that people have been looking forward to forever, that's got good animations, looks like they're going to have great synergy with their dual banner characters coming up, the Kokomi, who's the best healer in the game right now, and Raiden Shogun, who's the best energy recharge battery for your team right now. So I think the banner lineups are good. I do wish they would let us know about the 4-star characters ahead of time when these things come out as well, because that's something people get excited about, is to go along with things, because they're more obtainable. I think that the new boss fight looks pretty interesting. I think we should get more boss fights a little like this. Ones that have more of a MMO-styled mechanics, because it gives you more to do instead of just surviving and attacking something over and over again. Thank you for watching. I am Draven from the Dravenverse. You can find us at twitch.tv/Dravenverse. And if you've enjoyed the video, please click on the subscribe button and throw a comment, a like, and come check us out some other time. Until next time, Dravenverse out. Thank you for watching. This is Draven from Dravenverse. You can find me on twitch.tv/Dravenverse. You can find me on YouTube. Just Google search Dravenverse. We're gonna cut that because if they are watching this video, that means they already know the YouTube. Oh, Draven, you're such a smart one. Okay, so let's try that again and see.